Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? It's Charles here from Dreamerspro. We got another live today. So let me just give everybody some time to get in this live here. Let's just give everybody some time to get in here. Let's give everybody some time to sign in. So I'm gonna wait for you guys to come on in. Today we're going to be talking about the Brooklyn Nets, and the topic is, as you guys can see, the real reason everybody fears the Nets. So let's just give everybody some time. What's up? So also, guys, today we're going to be talking about the Nets. If you guys have any questions or comments, I'm going to try to get through as many of them. So just leave them in the comment section. I'm going to answer all of them. Just make sure when you come in, we hit the like button. Let's give everybody like 2 minutes to come in, and then we can get started. Yeah, we did a new, Big Woke. We did a new logo. We tried to update it. Again, that's all of Marco's work. He's the one that updated it. So y'all got to give Marco a thumbs up for that. Make sure you hit the like, guys, so we get more notifications out. I'm going to wait for about 2 minutes, so I'll just be greeting some of you guys while more people come in. But today I want to talk about the Brooklyn Nets. Also, for the new guys that are here, for the people that are here that are just coming in, we're also releasing 2 videos later today on the channel. So just stay tuned. We got content coming for that. And then we're going to be off tomorrow because it's Easter Sunday, so everybody should just relax. Okay, Myron, what's good? How you doing? Hey, Charlie, thanks a lot, man. That's Marco. Marco did the new logo. Yeah, we had to do something fresh, something new. So we just got the 8K subs. So thank you guys for that as well. Just make sure you hit the likes. Let's give it like 30 more seconds to allow everybody to get in here. And then once we start, you guys can leave your questions. And then I'm going to try to get to as many single questions as possible. Don't worry about it. I'm going to answer as many questions as we can. Let's just give everybody time to get in here. Okay, what's up, John? Hey, welcome, John. Thank you, man. Thank you. We appreciate that. Welcome, Opeth. Good to see you. Who else is here? Tori, what's good? Tori. iCard, how you doing? Eight up. I hope I said that right. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot. Just keep hitting the likes and let's give it a few more seconds so when we start, people will come in. We try to schedule these lives, but what happens is when we schedule it, a lot of people miss it anyway. So let's just give it some time. Let's do 20 more seconds, and then when everybody's in here, we can get started because I really want to talk about the Brooklyn Nets. I know some people on the channel like, talk about the Brooklyn Nets. What about us? So today we're definitely going to be doing that. Should we get more? So, okay, don't worry about that. Okay. So just be hitting the likes, and then we'll just get started and wait for people to come in here. I'm sure a lot more people are going to come in as we go. So let's talk about the Brooklyn Nets here for a second. And I'll answer other questions related to other topics at the end. So don't worry, just leave them here and we'll talk about it. So let's talk about the Brooklyn Nets. So listen, the Brooklyn Nets this season, they've had a pretty incredible story. Let's just be honest. We started off this season, first of all, fantasizing what Kyrie Irving and KD would look like. We've seen Kyrie Irving in the past play with a very good all-time great player, LeBron James. And although the personalities kind of clashed towards the end, at least you could say that partnership, that pairing, it got them one title. Like they won an NBA title before. But given the fact of how Kyrie kind of ended his tenure with the Boston Celtics, they didn't really get back to the conference finals, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of people are looking at Kyrie Irving kind of sideways. And then you got Kevin Durant. He has been injured. Last time we saw KD, he was in the 2018-2019 finals, where he tore his Achilles tendon in Game 6 against the Toronto Raptors. And a lot of us have been wondering, what would KD look like when he gets back? Thank you guys for coming in. Just keep hitting the likes. More people are going to be coming in. We got a lot of time today. So people are going to be wondering, what was KD going to look like? Then Kevin Durant comes back, right? And I was one of the people that was a little bit cautious when he came back early in the season, because I'm looking at the guy. I'm like, okay, I know he's good. I know like he's still KD, but I was really looking to see how he would be moving, especially putting pressure off of that foot and driving it, and really, did he lose, his first step and all of that. But early in the season, Kevin Durant started looking very good. But then what happened? Kyrie Irving just started to go AWOL. He stopped showing up to games. He decided that he needed to go take care of some things outside of basketball. At that time, a lot of us were sitting here wondering, what's going on with Kyrie? I think at one point, even Stephen A. Smith said, listen, Kyrie Irving just needs to retire, right? He was just saying, just retire. Like, if you don't want to play basketball, retire. Make sure you hit the like button, guys, so more people get the notification. So we're going to be in here for like at least a half hour. Kyrie Irving leaves. Brooklyn Nets panic, and they go out there and get James Harden as an insurance policy. The minute they got James Harden, what did a lot of people think, including myself? I admit it in front of you guys, in front of Brooklyn Nets fans. I admit it. I didn't think it was going to work. I'm going to admit that to you guys publicly. I didn't think it was going to work. I didn't know how all of these ball dominant players on the Brooklyn Nets, all of these high usage guys, with the exception of KD, were going to work. I was like, there's only one basketball, so how is this going to work? And to my amazement, the Brooklyn Nets made it work. Now, defensively, the Brooklyn Nets, I think, are still one of the worst teams in the NBA if we're talking about defense. But offensively, the Brooklyn Nets, I have never seen anything like this. I've probably been watching basketball for about 20 years now, and I've never seen an offensive team like this with this type of firepower on one single roster. I've never seen anything like this. Some people talk about the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors was one thing, right? Yes, it was the same Kevin Durant. But some people can say, well, you have Stephen Curry, but this team, you have Kyrie Irving. So Kyrie Irving is a wash between him and Steph. But then you got James Harden, who on the Warriors can you say definitively was just as good? You can't say Klay Thompson is just as good as James Harden. Klay Thompson is one of the best two-way players in all of basketball. Nobody here is going to dispute that fact. One of the best two-way players in basketball. But James Harden is on another level. Like, let's just be honest. This dude is the best point guard in the NBA, and he's a shooting guard. James Harden is a different thing. So this Brooklyn Nets team, they're the number one team in offense, scoring 119 points per game. They're number one in field goal percentage. Just think about that. This team is also the number one team in field goal percentage. You would think it'll probably be the Lakers, or at least last year, who have a lot of size. You would think it'll probably be the Philadelphia 76ers, given the fact that Ben Simmons is always attacking the basket. Joel Embiid is now starting to play closer to the basket. You would think it'd be these teams. But this team they shoot the number one field goal percentage from the field. They're shooting 49% from the field. The Brooklyn Nets are shooting. So basically, essentially, that means that for every 2 shots they take, they make 1. How do you stop a team like this that is this efficient as an offensive? It's not like as if the Brooklyn Nets are scoring a lot of points on bad field goal percentages. No, they score a lot shooting 50% from the field as a team. Make sure you guys hit that like button, guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button. I'm going to answer all of your questions. Steph is better than Kyrie Irving. Well, is Stephen Curry better than you know what? I'm not good. It's a tough one. I don't think it's as black and yeah, I'll probably have to agree with you. That probably Stephen Curry is better than Kyrie. I'll probably have to agree with you on that, right? Because Stephen Curry is impact and all of that. So that's what they got. They got going on offense. They're the number 4 team in the NBA in 3-point percentage. They're shooting 39% from the 3. But their major weakness is their defense. As I said before, they're allowing 114.4 points per game. That's a lot of points, right? I was recently talking about the Clippers. The Clippers weren't playing great defense for most of the season, but now they've been beginning to pick it up, and their defense has really been playing pretty well. They're now holding opponents to about 103, 105 per game, which is very good. The Lakers have been a consistent defensive team all season long. I think that's the reason why some people still believe that if the Lakers are 100% healthy, given the fact that the Lakers are still a very good defensive team because they have a defensive-minded coach in Frank Vogel. He's a championship-winning coach. Make sure you guys hit that like button, guys. He's a championship-winning coach that, listen, the Lakers are going to be formidable, and they will, because you can rely on your defense pretty much every single night. So the Lakers have that. My only question is this. The Laker team, or any good defensive team in the NBA, how are you going to guard this 3-headed monster? Like, I don't even call them these Avengers, like I like to call them. How are y'all going to game plan to guard this team? We saw the Clippers play against the Brooklyn Nets during their first meeting. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George were having a very good game. Kawhi Leonard was hot in the first half. Paul George got hot in the second half. It was a close game, for sure the game of the year. Apart from the comeback game that I saw the Clippers have against the Hawks, that's just because I'd never seen bench players come in, bring a game back into the closers. But probably that Brooklyn Nets game was probably the game of the year. Clippers played them perfectly well for 45 and a half minutes. And what happened? At the very end, James Harden got loose, Kyrie Irving got loose, Kevin Durant got loose, and boom, game over. Their 3 Avengers just came out, hit like 4 or 5 shots in a row, game over, ball game. Like, that's the thing about that team. You just can't game plan. The Lakers defense, the defensive game plan is genius. Yes, but if Kevin Durant is going to be injured, which we're going to talk about, that could be an issue. Let me see. Who is your MVP right now? My MVP right now got to be Nikola Jokic. I think Nikola Jokic is the MVP right now because he's played the most games. His team is doing very well. LeBron and these guys were leading the race, but these guys have been out. Joel Embiid has been out. So I think Nikola Jokic is definitely going to be I think he's right now leading the race for MVP. Now, let's talk about the Brooklyn Nets big 3, right? They're Avengers. Let's talk about some of the numbers that this team is putting up individually, right? And then I'm going to break down their roster because today I really want to take time and focus in on the Brooklyn Nets because we don't do much. Kyrie Irving is averaging 28 points per game. The guy's getting 5.1 rebounds, 5.9 assists. Kyrie Irving is shooting for the season from the field. He's shooting 52%. Think about that. Kyrie Irving is shooting 52% from the field. He's shooting 40% from the 3. He's shooting 89.6. So basically, Kyrie Irving is having a 50-40-90 season and getting you 1.2 steals per game, right? Those are like Kawhi Leonard type numbers. Then you have James Harden. He's scoring 26 points per game, getting you 8.2 rebounds and leading the league in assists at 11.1 assists per game. He's shooting 46% from the field, 36% from the 3, 87% from the free throw line, and also getting you 1 steal. Now, KD, who I'm going to get to momentarily, last time we saw Kevin Durant play, okay, he was scoring 29 points per game, getting you 7.3 rebounds, 5.3 assists, shooting 52% from the field, 43% from the three-point line, and 87% from the free throw line. And, oh, by the way, getting you 1.4 blocks. So basically, the Brooklyn Nets have 2 guys that are averaging virtually a 50-40-90 season. And given the nature of Kevin Durant's game, that he just seems to fit into any kind of system that you put him in, he's not a ball-dominant guy. He doesn't have a very high usage rate. Like, how do you stop a team that has this type of offensive firepower? It's just crazy. Now, okay, let me see what else you guys saying. Nets are overrated, bro. They have only played 9 games together. Okay, so if the Nets, according to this comment, if the Nets are overrated and they've only played 9 games, right? If they've only played 9 games, help me understand that a team that has only played 9 games together with their big 3, I'm assuming that's what he's referring to, help me understand how is it possible that they have the number 1 record in the Eastern Conference? How is it possible that a team, it's even scarier. The Brooklyn Nets have been playing without Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant has missed, like, I think, the last 15 games or so. Kyrie Irving is in and out of the lineup, and they're still beating teams. The Brooklyn Nets beat the Clippers. The Clippers, the team I'm supporting, they beat them without, I think they played them the last game. Yeah, I think they played them without KD, and they still beat them, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think Kevin Durant played in that last game. The Brooklyn Nets, I think a lot of us as sports fans, we're trying to close our eyes and wish them away. Like, okay, if I close my eyes, they're going to go away. This Brooklyn Nets team is not going away. They're real. They're here. This team is for real. They're not going to just go away. What other comments you guys have? It's bogus narrative by the media that KD doesn't need the ball. Obviously, he needs the ball, but he's not going to be ball dominant. Nets are net rating is much lower than KD plays. Do you think a net? Okay, I'm going to get to that in a second. So let me continue here with what I was saying. But when people really started hating on the Brooklyn Nets was when they started getting these free agents in Blake Griffin and LaMarcus Aldridge. That's when people started feeling like, listen, this team is unfair. These guys are going too far. And my question is this. If people feel this way about the Brooklyn Nets, why weren't people complaining? Why didn't those same people or those same teams that feel a type of way that they went after these 2 guys, why didn't they pursue those guys early in the season? Why is it now all of a sudden we're only paying? Make sure you guys hit the like button, guys, so more people can get the notification. Why is it now all of a sudden now we're going to start getting mad at the Brooklyn Nets? These guys are available. Blake Griffin has been unhappy with the Detroit Pistons. LaMarcus Aldridge has not been working with the San Antonio Spurs. Why didn't other teams go after them? But now all of a sudden, when they decide with their own two feet that they want to walk and go play with the Brooklyn Nets, all of a sudden it's being unfair. Oh, now they want everybody. But this is what championship teams do. When players, NBA players, see a certain team that they feel that's going to give them the best chance to win an NBA title, they go side with them. It's nothing wrong. It's just par for the course is what happens. Think of the Miami Heat. The first year they had Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and LeBron James, and I think the second year, 2 or 3, Ray Allen left the Boston Celtics to go join the Miami Heat. Ray Allen was looking at it like, yo, listen, this team is going to give me a good chance to win a title. I want to go play with them. It's perfectly normal. It happens all the time. It's not like as if the Brooklyn Nets, all of a sudden, it's something new. I get it. I'm rooting for the Clippers. Does it make it harder for the Clippers to win a title? Absolutely. But is it part of the game? It's part of the game. That's what happens, right? During the offseason, LeBron, was it last year? Yeah, 2 off seasons ago, LeBron wanted Kawhi. They already had Anthony Davis, but he was willing to add Kawhi Leonard. Why? Because he wanted to have the best team possible, right? If he got Kawhi Leonard, would he have won the title? Absolutely. There's nobody that's going to say, oh, no, they would have won. LeBron was trying to get better. Look at the Golden State Warriors. They got KD. Like, it's just par for the course. And I think the Nets were doing something that every other team in the NBA has been doing, which is basically they were trying to get better. Now, let's talk about this whole thing about Blake Griffin. Why a lot of people are upset about Blake Griffin. Guys, do you know when Blake Griffin was playing with the Detroit Pistons this season, Blake Griffin with the Pistons was averaging 12 points per game. He was shooting 36% from the field. 36. Blake Griffin, the power forward, Blake Griffin, was shooting 36% from the field. He was shooting 31% from the three-point line, shooting 70% from the free throw line, getting you 5 rebounds and 3.9 assists, and not even a block per game. Those were Blake Griffin's numbers. So this thing of people saying, oh, it's being unfair. Oh, make sure you hit the like button, guys. Oh, the Brooklyn Nets are they're trying to stack the deck. Do those numbers look like all-star numbers to you? Were those all-star numbers? No. Blake Griffin was not even having a great season already. It wasn't like as if Blake Griffin was he was an all-star and they went and got one of these guys that made the all-stars. He was just a regular dude. Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna answer all of you said Blake Griffin was purposely playing bad. I don't know that. I don't know if that's true, right? For the Brooklyn Nets, though, now he's averaging less points. He's averaging 8.6 points per game. He's shooting 65% from the field, so his shooting percentage went up, obviously, because he's playing with guys that take more attention away from him, so he's going to get easier shots. He's shooting 56% from the three, Blake Griffin. 56% from the three. He's attempting 1.8, making 1 per game because, again, he's getting better looks. He's shooting 67% from the free throw line, getting you 4.4 rebounds and 1 steal per game, right? So his numbers have gotten better, and I think that's just because he's playing with better players. It's not like as if I think Blake was keeping it in the bag. He's actually scoring less with the Brooklyn Nets. So, come on, we got to stop. LaMarcus Aldridge was averaging 13.7 points per game, shooting 46% from the field, 36% from the free throw line, getting you 4.5 rebounds, and not even 1 block per game. With the one game that he's played with the Brooklyn Nets, he's averaging 11 points per game. These are role player numbers. 40% from the field, shooting, he's made one 3-pointer, and he got 9 rebounds and 6 assists and 1 block. What are we saying? It's not like as if the Brooklyn Nets went and added they didn't go and add AD. And I think it's because of this, fans are starting to see the writing on the wall that, listen, this Brooklyn Nets team can't be stopped. So let me answer some of you guys' questions here. Let me go through some of your questions. Make sure you hit the like if you haven't already. Let me go through some of your questions and also give some people some time. Okay, when do you think Rondo will play? I think Rajon Rondo is going to play tomorrow against the Lakers. And oh, by the way, guys, I noticed that a lot of people have a lot of questions. I know we don't cover a lot of it in the videos. If you guys are interested in this, we have a platform for this where we have basketball discussions all day long. I know some of you guys have heard this, but I'm going to tell it for the new people that don't know. We have a platform called Dreamerspro Max. It's an online sports community for stuff just like this. You can go and start basketball discussions, chat live during games. We're going to be doing that tomorrow. Go live with us after games, consume content that you're not going to get on the channel, and so many other cool things. If you guys are interested in that, be sure to check it out on the link below. Get 7 days of free access. You're going to love it. Everybody that's in there is having a great time. So for these type of questions and conversations. If we're not live, you can still have that conversation with us on the platform. Okay, let me see. What else are you guys saying? Shannon Sharp and Nick Wright are scared. I think what Nick Wright is doing to the Brooklyn Nets is this. I think Nick Wright is speaking out of both sides of his mouth. I think Nick Wright knows that Blake Griffin and LaMarcus Aldridge, if you took those two players, either one of them, if you added them to his team, I think you will see the impact that he will bring to their team. But because they're deciding to go play with the Brooklyn Nets, all of a sudden they're diminished goods. The same thing with Rajon Rondo. Now, he said, listen, make sure you hit the like button. He said that he wasn't a big fan of Rajon Rondo when the Lakers acquired him. But guess what? He also admitted that Rondo was the third best player and one of the major reasons the Lakers won the title. So, but now when the Clippers got him, knowing very well the Clippers got him to help them in the playoffs, knowing very well Nick Wright said the Clippers should have gone after Rondo in the offseason. Now, all of a sudden, he's no longer a good player. That's Nick, right? Nick Wright is always going to do that. Shannon Sharp is going to do that as well. Any future vids on Lou? I don't know who that is. When Rondo, I said, okay, Stephen Curry. Steph is on another level from Kyrie. Okay. What other video, Charles? Will defense win over offense in the postseason? I think defense can beat offense, but you're playing a dangerous game against these Brooklyn Nets, man, because you're taking a gamble. What you're praying for is that their big three on every night, at least one of them is off. The likelihood of that happening, given the fact that these guys get to play one-on-one, you can't double anybody on the Brooklyn Nets with those big three on the floor. Basically, they're playing basketball. They're playing one-on-one. And if the hope is that these guys are somehow going to be off every single night in a 6-game series or in a 7-game series, that's a very big gamble. It's a very big gamble to take. They're dangerous. Like I just feel like they're very dangerous. Lakers defense game plan is genius. We'll have to see. Have the Clippers had a chance? Have the Clippers have the chances this year? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Okay, what other questions you got? Nets are overrated. Okay, I already answered that. Do you think Kawhi Leonard hold off a lot in the regular season? I think Kawhi Leonard does that every year. He starts to play better after the All-Star break, and he really starts to pick it up right before the playoffs, as y'all saw last season, right before the global pandemic hit. So, yes, I think Kawhi Leonard starts to play a lot better in the second half in the season. They're going to choke playoff time. Playoffs are different. It's going to be hard to say that because they have two players that don't choke. Kevin Durant doesn't choke. Kyrie Irving doesn't choke. So, again, this is all hope we're going off of here, right? A lot of this is wishful thinking. If your hope is that KD is going to choke, somebody that's shooting 50% from the field, 40% from the three-point line, Kyrie Irving is going to all of a sudden forget how to play basketball, shooting 50% from the field, 40% from the free throw line. James Harden is all of a sudden going to forget how to assist the ball. He's going to all of a sudden disappear and start not be the number one point guard in the NBA. This is wishful thinking, right? If that's what you're hoping for, good luck. What else? Well, they're going to okay, what else? Let me see. You said got you. Okay. No, it's red. It's red. It's just a light. Okay. What else you guys have? The Nets are going to gel to get there. They are not going to. Okay. We'll have to see. Y'all are forgetting Kyrie and KD play better in the playoffs. That's exactly. Like people are forgetting. Go back and look at Kevin Durant. What are the two most iconic shots Kevin Durant has hit in his career? Do y'all remember them? Those two shots back-to-back years in the NBA Finals when he was playing against the Cavaliers. That shot that he hit, that three-pointer, and then he did it the next year again. KD is clutch. Like, there's no two ways about it. He's not gonna disappear. He's a money player, man. Do you think? Okay, what else? What else you guys have? Tom Brady stacked the deck too. Y'all want to get the best team possible. Yeah, I don't see the big deal. Now, if these players went to the Clippers, would I be happy? You better believe so, because it means it's going to be easy for them to win. So it's par for the course, man. And I wouldn't be mad if I saw Kyrie Irving win a championship, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be mad if I saw James Harden win a championship. Like, he's never won one. So, yeah, I want my favorite player to win, but at the same time, like, I'll be happy for him too. Do you think Kawhi will leave in free agency? I think that depends on how they play this year in the playoffs, and if truly Rajon Rondo can make a difference, and if Paul George plays well. If Paul George flames out this year, right? If he goes out there and takes a piss in these playoffs and lays an egg, Kawhi Leonard should, what does he stand for? Or it's either Kawhi stays and Paul George goes, but you can't keep Paul George again if he flames out again. What else y'all got? Serge Ibaka is playing better in the playoffs. Yes, I agree. KD and Kyrie get better in the offense. Okay. Kawhi just bought an $18 million home. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, and that's another thing. I don't know if you're going to invest in a house and then leave. I don't know. That's a very good point. He just bought an $18 million house. I have zero confidence in Paul George in the playoffs. Yeah, I can understand that, man. I can understand a lot of people are kind of looking at Paul George sideways. He's had some good playoff runs in the past. It's just over the last 2 seasons, that last year with the Oklahoma City Thunder, he's not been playing well. And obviously the last year with the Clippers. But listen, I think he's going to do well. What's up with Serge? I don't know what's up with Serge, man. I don't know what's up with Serge. But as far as the Brooklyn Nets are concerned, I think a lot of people are afraid of this team because they're just going to get better and better and better. They've added some 2 key veterans. I think when Kevin Durant comes back, I think he makes them better. My only question is, when is KD going to come back? I think it's something that people are kind of forgetting. We're kind of picking them, assuming that KD is going to be back. But Anthony Davis isn't back. LeBron James isn't back. We know they're going to come back. We know they're on a timeline. With Kevin Durant, we don't know. Now, will the Brooklyn Nets win the NBA title without Kevin Durant? Absolutely not. KD has to play. But if you're asking me, do I think the Brooklyn Nets are going to make it to the NBA Finals? Can they make it out of the Eastern Conference without him? I think so. But I don't see them beating the Lakers or the Clippers or one of those other teams if they make it to the finals. I don't see that happening. You need KD. Let's not front. The Nets is going through everybody. Yeah, they got a chance if they're all healthy. He's been home. Okay, we need to get PG's toe healthy. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know. What's good? I'm late. Yeah, Renzo, you're late, man. We're almost towards the end. You missed a lot. Amir Kofi is very good. Yeah, Amir PG even struggled in the regular season against the Nuggets. I think they're saying it has something to do with his toe. What do you think about Curry coming to the Lakers? Well, again, now they're talking about Stephen Curry possibly coming to the Lakers. My question is this. If you support the idea of Stephen Curry coming to the Lakers, please don't tell me you don't like the idea of the Brooklyn Nets adding all these players. Make sure you hit the like button, guys. Like, you can't have it both ways. If Stephen Curry goes to the Lakers, again, some people made some good points about why he shouldn't go. I'm not really sure why. He's already a 3-time champion. I don't see how it's going to help his legacy. I don't know what that does for him. If Stephen Curry goes to the Lakers and wins the championship, are y'all going to think any more of him? No. Is he going to be an all-time Laker great? No. So the reason for him doing that, Stephen Curry's already going to be into the Hall of Fame, probably one of the top 20 players of all time. So I don't think it adds anything to his legacy. If he goes there, so like, who cares? I don't really care. Curry is not leaving Golden State. Curry is too. Yeah, I don't think he's leaving. Keep hating, bro. Okay, that's okay. That's maybe somebody else. I don't know who's that about. Okay, so I think I've answered everybody's questions. Did you see Space Jam 2, the trailer? No, I did not. I'm not watching Space Jam 2. I'm sorry. I'm not messing with that, man. I'm not watching that. I just busy watch. I just finished watching King Kong, man. I think I'm good with that. I hope Rondo takes off responsibility of playmaking from. Yes, I hope Rondo does too. Final poor prediction. College. I don't watch college basketball, guys. I'm sorry. I don't watch it because too many teams is way too confusing for me. And I'm covering the NBA, so I'm always busy with that. And we got other stuff going, so I don't follow that. Bro, Katie got another ring by being a GM. Yo, I don't know what y'all want me to say about that, man. It's not the first time. So I don't think we should hold it against him. So I'm just going to take one or two more questions, and then we can leave it there. It's funny how players are expected to be loyal to team, but the owner can cut and trade a team whenever or however they want. Okay, I'll leave it on this last. I'll answer these last 2 questions here regarding the owner thing, because I know this has been a conversation. I'm gonna ask you guys. I'm gonna leave it to you guys. If y'all had a company, if you guys have a company, I'm sure some of you do. Some of you guys are into business or have a hustle on the side or whatever it is. Do you feel that your employees should have the same power as you? If you feel yes, then you will agree with that. If you feel no, then you won't. I think it comes down to the person. I think as a business owner, as a person taking all the risk, you should have some type of reward. You kind of get to decide things. Is it fair? No, but that's how it goes. If you're taking the most risk, you kind of need to be the one that gets the most benefit, right? Like, it's just how it works. Daddy gets the big piece of chicken. It's just how it works. He's the one buying the food. You can't be mad at dad. It's like your dad paying all the bills in the house, or one of your parents paying all the bills in the house, and all of a sudden you're like, why do they get to eat before me? Or why do they have the bigger piece of meat? Like, what are you talking about? They're the boss. Like that's how it goes. And one other question, God season. Okay, should the Clippers get Mo Harkless? I'm not sure. I've been watching this year. I get more power than employees at the end of the day. Okay, most risk, most benefit. I agree with that. Do you think Batum can be as good as he is? I'm not sure about Nicholas Batum, man. Nicholas Batum started off very hot and then he cooled off. So let's see if he can get it back together. Okay, so guys, I think I've answered everybody's question. For the people that missed it, once again, I'm sorry. We were on here for about a half an hour. I tried to get as many people in as we could, but definitely thank you guys for contributing. So again, we're going to be off tomorrow, but I want to wish you guys a happy Easter. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Thank you guys for checking us out, and we'll definitely catch you guys on the next episode. Have a good one. Catch you guys later. Peace.